Well, hello, folks. Welcome back to Mike's Magic Resto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here in a kind of a poopy weather day in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Come to the end of this project. Yeah, you can see it's kind of poopy since this car is sitting inside. You know what that means? That means Sally is sitting outside. This 2009 Toyota Camry, see that? Hybrid. These are weird cars. Yeah, you crank them up, you can't even tell they're running because it's all the electric, I guess, is the only thing that's running. I got this car in a few days ago from a regular customer who usually brings me classic cars, and we go to a whole totally different level of detailing than we did on this car. This car was abandoned because the owner was ill and could not take care of it or drive it or anything, so it sat outside for a couple of years. If you'll go back and look at those photos in that first video, this thing was trashed just from sitting. It was bad. So what I've done is gave it a thorough strip wash. I chemically decontaminated it, but did not mechanically with clay bar, because this is a budget detail, folks. Low budget. More as a favor for Mr. Terry and kind of as an experiment for me, just to see, since my surgery, how much work I could tolerate. And I think I did just fine. I think I'm about 75-80%, or maybe even better. Now, what I did do was there was a few places where there were scratches, and I just did some little spot work on those scratches to try to reduce them a little bit so they weren't so glaring. I couldn't help myself, folks. I couldn't help myself. So anyway, hey, somebody's watching. This was just a complete, thorough strip wash, mechanically decontaminated, and now it's got a little bit of protection on it from a DPC QD, which stands for Quick Detailer, which is, to me, the best quick detailer on the market. Oh boy. I did a light polish on the glass, on the outside, and on the inside. Did the wheels and tires. Some of you may have seen those photographs. Oh boy. But I am quite pleased with the way it turned out. As you can see, I don't know if y'all can pick that spot up right there in that light. See, like, there's a spot that only some maybe damp sanding and some buffing would take out, but buffing was not in this budget, so there was no paint correction done. And I think maybe y'all can see, oh lordy, I can get some light on this subject here. The micro marring that it's all over this car. Now you step back about 4 foot, you can't see it, but when you step up to it and you get in the sunlight, you can see it. So what we've got right now, there are some contaminants left that could only be removed by clay barring, like I said, which was not in this budget. And so really what you have is shiny scratches and shiny contaminants. And you know what? For a lot of folks, that's all they really want. But I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. There's some spots on the mirrors which get hammered really bad, as you all know, that even if I were doing some paint correction, and I did a little bit on these, but that's where stuff has just etched down into the paint. Those bug guts and that kind of stuff, and impacts. Not much fixing that. Spiffed these up a little bit. Spiffed up the sunroof. Yeah, it's pretty shiny. It's pretty shiny. And that's all most people are interested in. Normally, I don't do these kind of details. But like I said, it's more of a special favor to Mr. Terry. I took this one on, and as an experiment, to see what kind of physical shape I was in, to see if I could tolerate it, and I tolerated it just fine. I think I'm ready to move back up to my normal routines. Oh boy. Yeah. Alrighty then. He wanted the interior spiffed up a little bit. And I did just a little spot correction on these pillar posts because they were pretty nasty. Couldn't help myself, folks. And the interior wasn't awful. But you know, this is a relatively old car. I think with about 100,000 miles on it. The floor mats were trashed. Man, I shampooed and shampooed and scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed. Hey, Mr. Joseph. And got them relatively clean. Cleaned the leather seats. Steamed everything. Yeah, so it turned out all right. You know, for no more time than I was able to spend on it. Yeah, this interior could go to a whole new level. You know, with protectants and all that kind of stuff on everything. But I got, you know, there were a couple of drink spills and coffee spills it looked like that I was able to get out 90% of it just doing what I do. I like shampoo and hot water extraction. Took care of most of that along with the steamer. So I think it's acceptable now. These back seats cleaned up really nice because I don't know that they ever got sat in a whole lot, but there was a couple spills on them as well, which cleaned right up with a little bit of interior cleaner and a soft bristle brush. And as some of you saw, I did use the dual action polisher with a very soft pad to scrub down mainly the front seats because those were the worst, as you might imagine. Got some protectant on the glass, got them lightly coated, the exterior and the interior glass. You know, if he gets a streak or something on this glass, John, really all he needs is just a dry microfiber towel and it'll just wipe right off. Don't even put glass cleaner on it unless it just gets really, really nasty. Because this coating here, most of the time, all you gotta do is just wipe it off with a dry microfiber towel. That goes for the outside and the inside. Particularly the inside, because I used a different kind of product on the interior than I did as opposed to the exterior. Oh my. But it hurts my feelings. I don't know, John, can you see all them scratches in there? I don't know if they're coming up on camera. It hurts my feelings to leave those behind. As I said, it just wasn't in the budget. They cleaned up pretty good. Oh, man. But it just is what it is. That's what he wanted, so that's what I gave him. That's what I gave him. I'll now put the license plate back on. The other thing he wanted was, Mr. John, he wanted the engine bay spiffed up a little bit. If you saw the photographs, I mean, this car is, I think, a 2009, and it had never been cleaned, so it was just nasty dirty. And so I just did what I call a quick cleanup on the engine bay, and I think it turned out okay. There again, sticking within the budget. And it got some protectant on all the horizontal surfaces and some of the other surfaces. So that's a world of difference than from what it was, John, trust me. But anyway, I appreciate y'all dropping by and spending your time with me. So I'm going to go call my customer now and tell him he can come pick this up at his leisure. I hope he's happy with it. I think he will be, because I went way beyond the budget as I normally do. I just can't help myself. I see a little spot on the glass right there. It's on the inside. Can you see that, John? I'm going to have to get in there and rub that off with a little bit of a microfiber towel. It'll just wipe right off. And what it is residue from the cleaner that I used, the interior cabin glass polish. And with the humidity, sometimes those pop back up. We've had pretty fair amount of humidity here lately. So I'll just grab a dry towel and it'll just wipe right off. I guarantee you. Oh, man. Oh, boy. But not bad. Not bad for as old as this car is, and it's as bad a shape as it was in when I got it, without doing any paint correction at all. No buffing, except for just a few little spots where I spotted some severe scratches that I tried to reduce a little bit, just with some quick detail. I'm not quick detail, HD speed, and an orange Lake Country pad on a dual action cordless polisher. Just real quick, like as I came across them. I had to, John. I just had to. Could not help myself. Some stuff you just can't leave behind, no matter what the budget is. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. You know what they say. Like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. All that stuff. Yep. There's my car sitting outside. She's grumbling. She's mumbling. But that's all right. She's used to it by now, I think. Tires and wheels came out pretty good. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Bye now.